Yes, Eugene Lockhart, and I am the Director of Admissions and TRSP Recruitment Coordinator here at Jones College Prep. I've been here now for almost going on 4 years. The preservation of Jones diversity is one of the most important things. Being that Jones is a centralized school that is not, even if it was a neighborhood school, it's not located in any specific neighborhood or region. It's important that our student body is reflective of diversity within the city. You know, Jones has also been a school that has built its name and has built its reputation off of the fact that we are very much concerned and proactive about maintaining diversity. You know, we pull from students from all across the city, and not just well-off students, but those who are from underserved communities as well. And that cultural diversity, that um, integration of all these different students and different cultures just brings about a certain feel of our school. And because of that, if you come into Jones, some people say it almost looks like a college campus in a sense, because you see students of all different walks, of all the different characteristics, of all different dress codes and different things like that, and different talents and different skills. And it's what makes us the type of school that we are. And so it's very much important that we keep this, and not only keep this, but kind of model, what we do for other schools as well. There's some things that are just factual about the city of Chicago. Chicago still is a very highly segregated city, and there's definitely a big thing with class within the city. Though the wealthy and those who have and those who have not. Huge pockets of poverty which lie within the city. And the thing that we must face is that 80% of the schools in Chicago, the elementary schools, more than anything, are um, populated by minorities. But we have the selective enrollment schools, which for the most part are the cream of the crop schools, and definitely the top end of those schools have an issue with maintaining diversity. There are a lot of qualified students who deserve a chance to be in an environment that will help develop them and set them on the right path for their future. By vacating the DSEG decree without any law in place that makes sure that we maintain diversity, that says that you cannot just look over these marginalized population of people and not provide opportunity. It leaves too much open, for question. And what it does is we don't really have a way of balancing things out, because let's face the fact, uh, the opportunity for students at that age to be in a place where they're educated, and in the right environment and the right curriculum, most of our students are those of African American descent and Hispanic, descent, are not in those type of schools. The quality of education is definitely um, not as up to standard as schools that are in more affluent communities. So of course those students are not going to make the same type of scores on the test. Are not going to have the same, not going to be presented with the same opportunities because they're not as prepared. Is it their fault? I don't agree. It's not their fault. Should CPS need to find a way to make sure that people have the same opportunity? So in lieu of the DSEG decree, using social economic kind of information based off the census, do I believe it will work? I can't say for certain that I believe it will, because if you're basing income based off of a whole community, with the change in the communities over the last few years, you still have a lot of communities where there are overall a very poor community, but there are a lot of wealthy people who live within that community. And so, will they be given the same opportunity? Probably so, since it's based off of community census, not necessarily off of individual homes. Will it affect the diversity at the school? Of course it will, right? Because we still have no way of maintaining a balance in race. Because we're not basing things off of race anymore. Since that is now illegal, we're looking at social economics and information, and that could fit into all different type of categories. So now it's really not about making sure that ethnically there's an equality of education across the standards. Is now just based upon a general census, which we know can be skewed, can be clouded, and there's no true way of really making sure that students will have an equal opportunity as it pertains to like race. So that's my pretty much my thinking on it right now. Now I could be wrong. Maybe it's more wealth. Maybe it's more thought out than I'm getting from the information. Maybe there's more into it than what I know, because we haven't had our meetings to really discuss the full layout of the plan. But that is what's been introduced, and at this point, I am kind of, shaky about the new admissions plan as it's been laid out, as it's been told to me thus far.
Thank you.
Ian McHenry. I'm an English teacher at Jones. I've been here for about, I think, 7 years. I think that diversity is extremely important for a couple of reasons. I think in the world that we live in, for people to believe that they can live in a vacuum, specifically with people that all look like them, act like them, have the same belief system that they do, to me is just absolutely absurd. Boundaries in terms of how we define what our communities are and where we live are constantly being eroded. Things like regentrification and so forth. So for me, I think that it's necessary to be an intelligent person, an active person, a person who's going to affect any form of change, specifically with any type of education. Students need to know how to travel between multiple communities. Consequently, as an English instructor, my job consistently, I attempt to make sure that students are able to make connections not only to themselves but outside their communities as well.
Thank you.